everyone, and welcome to our introductory episode of Let's Talk Shop. My name's Dan Boone, and in addition to being your host, I'm also the co-op coordinator at Delcastle Technical High School. I'm very excited you're joining us and hope you'll enjoy what we have to offer. You're probably wondering what Let's Talk Shop is all about and what type of content you can expect from us, and those are great questions. Delcastle's vocational high school. That means we have 24 different career programs or shops, and our students spend a large portion of their day building skills and knowledge and gaining experience in their particular trade programs. You may have heard someone mention their shop class from high school. That time is spent in their career program. That's what we're referring to. You might hear us refer to Career Technical Training, or CTE, along the way. That's just a fancier way of referring to that training experience gained in those shop classes. With our show here, we plan to take you on a journey that so many of our current and former students have and are traveling on. The journey through those shop classes, that career technical education at Delcastle, and see the importance and impact of vocational training for both the students and our community. I think it's only fitting that we begin that journey with the man in charge of it all. Dr. Justin Comegys is our principal here at Delcastle High School, and I'm very excited to have him join me today for a launch episode. Dr. Comegys, welcome to Let's Talk Shop. Thank you for joining me today. I just explained to our audience that Let's Talk Shop will follow the journey that so many students travel along during their time here at Delcastle. So I think it's fitting that we learn a little bit about your story. Can you tell us a little bit about your background, work experiences, and what's led you to be our principal here at Delcastle High School?
Yeah, I wasn't as fortunate as our amazing students to learn and grow in a CTE environment. I grew up in Middletown, graduated from Middletown High School, and continued my educational journey to University of Delaware, Wilmington University, and got all that degree stuff out of the way. And then ended up at Christiana High School, then taught at St. George's, then AP as assistant principal from time to time in some different places. And somehow I stumbled upon being here at Delcastle, which I've been extremely fortunate to be here. I do highlight, outside the academic side, the experiences that I've had in terms of some of what I guess we could call our co-op experiences, is where I learned the most about, doing well in the job. And so specifically, I think back to my junior and senior year where I worked at a marina as a dockhand, where you really learn how, every job matters, from picking up the trash to filling up the fuel line to emptying, some sewage from boats. So, every experience taught me something different. I then transitioned into college as a waiter at a fine dining establishment, where I really learned the power of, being personable, customer service, and making sure you're showing up and doing what you're saying you're going to do. And then also throughout that time, I had the opportunity to coach football and girls lacrosse, and through those experiences, not only the academic side, but also those real life experiences, they really led me to where I am, and made me fortunate enough to be principal of this amazing school.
Well, we're lucky to have you and grateful at the same time. I did a little homework and have a few stats for you. In Delaware, we have 83 high schools, but only 6 of those are vocational high schools. 1 in Sussex County, 1 in Kent, and we have 4 here in Newcastle County. Delcastle happens to be the largest by far of all the vocational high schools. As principal of the largest high school in Delaware, what do you value about CTE education, and why is it so important for both our students and also for our community?
As a CTE school, the value of our programs is truly the hands-on learning experience, right? We do a lot of theory in terms of like, this is what it should look like, but it's not until we really start putting that theory into action. Our students are really out there, whether it's in the career area programs, in the shops, building, houses, installing faucets, running electrical, conduit and whatnot, or in the healthcare areas, working in the lab, and really seeing what the theory means when they put it into practice. And then also the co-op opportunities. We spent 2 years as sophomores and juniors really learning the career area, but then taking it to the next level and saying, you know what, now we're going to ask you to go out and do what you learned in a business. And that's where we really impact the community. And we talk about how Delcastle is a driving force in terms of the economy for where we live. I truly believe that. You go around anywhere and you ask, where did they go to school and to learn some of their skills? And it always comes back to Delcastle. I mean, I go get my hair cut at 3 different sports clips, and every single one of them, someone has either worked at or has graduated from Del Castle or one of the VOTEC school districts. It's amazing the impact and the footprint that we have here at Del Castle. And so, I'm excited for our students because I know the generations of impact that we've had on our community and the generations we will continue to have based off of what they're learning and doing every day.
I couldn't agree more. One of the coolest parts of my job as a co-op coordinator is to be able to go out and visit our students at work. But even when I'm out in my personal life, I took my wife to an eye doctor's appointment, and we're checking in. I'm wearing a Del Castle shirt, and the young lady's sitting there behind the desk. Oh, I graduated from Del Castle, class of whatever. And hey, there's three more back here behind us working in the back.
It is unreal. And it makes you feel good.
Yeah,
You know that you're in
absolutely.
good hands. Yeah.
Huge impact. In regards to CTE education or shop classes that we have here at Del Castle, what are a few things that you're proud of from your first year as principal here?
A lot of good things from last year. Really looking at coming out of COVID, you had the impact in terms of experiences for our kids, getting our kids out there, involved, hands-on experiences. Really excited to see our co-op numbers from last year. Some of the higher numbers that we've seen in recent years. So that's really incredible to see. Also, some of the special projects that our students are involved in, whether it's in electrical drafting, welding, auto tech, when we look at the EV and electrical vehicle charging stations, and really moving forward in terms of pushing the boundaries in terms of what our students are learning, and also just looking at the future and saying, what do our kids need to know so that they're prepared when they go out into the workforce. Also, when we look at our medical and we talk about our MAs and the opportunities that they have in terms of co-oping with Nemours, something that's never been done before. Typically, there was an age restriction, and we've worked with the Nemours organization to build a relationship and then also give opportunities for our medical assisting students and our dental assisting students to really get out there and work with the Nemours organization, which is incredible opportunity for our students and Nemours as they look to build their organization and their future pipeline of employees.
Yeah, so many incredible things that went on here at Del Castle last year. I mean, you mentioned the Moores. I think they hired 14 of our students this year. First year we've ever worked with them. So that's a great partnership that we're forging right there. And then you look at CTSOs, Skills USA and HOSA and some of those other ones, ProStar and different ones we compete in. And we had a number of top 10 finishes in our district, and all of those happen to come from Del Castle. So really impressive. To build on that, now your first year's under your belt, what are you most looking forward to seeing from our students and our school for this coming school year?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the Skills and HOSA and ProStart. Our kids did dominate last year. Many medalists, over 50 medalists, and we had 21 gold medalists that then went to nationals, and then we had several national place finalists. So that was exciting from last year, but I'm looking to double down on that this year and really challenge you, the student, our CTE students, and career area teachers, and even academics in terms of supporting and encouraging that we do showcase in terms of the Skills and HOSA and ProStart and any other competition that we can engage in. Really want to see our students coming out on top as a gold medalist and saying, you know what, Del Castle is the #1 VOTEC school in Delaware, and I'd like to say in the world. So when we get to nationals, we dominate at nationals. So really looking forward to that going forward. I'm also really excited with the activity periods. I didn't mention that about last year, but really last year was about starting the activity period where we can give students opportunities to engage with different affinity groups, clubs, various interests that they may have during the school day. This year we've really kicked it off strong, and I look to continue that work. I'm a believer that if our students are doing more activities, whether it's in the CTE areas, academic areas, or just something like chess club or participating in the sport, our students are going to be more successful. They're going to want to be here. So I want them to get involved. I want them to, have some stake in the game to make Del Castle the greatest place to be and learn.
Great. Do you think that the work that we're doing here at Del Castle, whether it's activity period in our shops, all that, has a lasting impact on our students? And if so, in what ways?
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that what we are doing is having lasting impact on our students. I hope It is my hope that they recognize that while they're in high school, but many of us as adults, I think we can all attest to that it's not until after the fact that we look back and say, wow, that was an incredible experience. But I know the experience that our students are receiving. I didn't get that. I've worked in different schools, and I say to everyone, Votech is where it's at. Del Castle Technical High School is providing a superior CTE and academic experience unlike any other, and the experiences that we're providing our students are definitely going to impact them, whether it's in the career area that they choose their sophomore year and work to through their senior year, and then decide that they're going to go into apprenticeship or they're going to continue into college, focus in that career area. It's going to make a difference. They're going to already have an upper hand on anyone coming out of high school, coming out of college, whatever it may be. Or if they decide, you know what, nurse tech wasn't for me, I want to go into something different, I want to go into a trades, and they decide to go adult ed and decide to go through the apprenticeship program and be an electrician, the skills that they learned in that other career area that doesn't necessarily is apples to apples is going to apply, because they're going to know what hard work is. They're going to know what showing up on time is. They're going to know what it means to commit to something and do it really well. And at the end of the day, whether you're walking into the eye doctor or you're walking into the barbershop, you're going to get a great experience from our students because they've had a great experience here at Del Castle.
And I think that's a big part of Let's Talk Shop, is to kind of showcase what that full experience looks like. Coming here as a freshman, all the way through your experience while you're here at Del Castle, and then building you up for whatever that post-graduation goal is of yours. If it's college or if it's to go out in the workplace, we have a huge impact, not just on our students and their families, but on businesses, employers, and our broader community. And that's what we really want to highlight here. Out of curiosity, are any of our teachers and staff members here at Del Castle also graduates of Del Castle?
Yeah, that's something that we are proud of here at Del Castle. I think it says a lot about the product that we produce, and there are probably close to 20 staff members that are either graduates of Del Castle or graduates of NCCVT, and they saw the value of what they learned. And typically it comes in the form of they went out, they did a job, usually the job that they were trained in at Del Castle. They get on the job experience, and then they realize the impact that Del Castle had on them, and so they said, you know what, I'm going to come back and then pay it forward and provide the future electricians, the future biomed students, the chem lab students, all those students opportunities to do great things because of what they learned here at Del Castle. They wanted to pass it on to them. So definitely impressive, definitely something that we hang our hat on. That those that leave always want to come back, whether it's coming here to teach or sending our future students or our students' future kids back here, because we do have a lot of alumni that send their kids back here, and that's what makes Del Castle so great, because we are a family that's been growing for the last 50 plus years.
And we're in our third year of one of our career programs, Teacher Academy, and hopefully that only bolsters those numbers. We have some students that go through there, decide they want to be teachers, and one day find their way back to Del Castle or Newcastle County Votech School District and become teachers right here where they started out. So that's great. I think that's a great way or next step in our journey through Del Castle. Next time with Let's Talk Shop, we'll talk with one of our freshman transition academy teachers, also a Del Castle graduate, about what life is like here at Del Castle for incoming freshmen. From there, we'll travel into one of our shops or career programs and talk with a shop teacher. We'll also get a current senior involved to share the last 4 years have been like for them, talk about their current co-op experiences, future plans, and lastly, we'll hear from a co-op employer to learn how Del Castle not only impacts our students, but also our larger community and businesses. Dr. Comegys, I'd like to thank you for all the time that you've given us today, for all that you do for our students, families, staff, community, and thank you for helping us launch our first episode of Let's Talk Shop. To all of you, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to connecting with you next time on Let's Talk Shop.